that spot, I want you to know that no matter how much of an outcast you feel like now, or how much you feel like you don't fit in, or like there's not a place for you, be patient, because I promise you the right people are out there. And there are people out there where you won't have to change who you are in order to be accepted. Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Grace. I want you to check out my shirt, okay? Mudweiser. This mud's for you. And it's a pig handing out a beer. And I don't like beer, but I love pigs, and I had to get this shirt. Okay, but I thrifted it for $24. And then I get home, not to like put my tatas all in your face, but there's a hole in it. You guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, I'm still figuring out how to style this hair as someone who doesn't do my hair or really make any effort to be more presentable. I put a little dry shampoo in it, but I don't think it did anything positive. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, I'm deciding as I'm saying this what I'm going to talk about today, because I have a bunch of ideas, but I'm like, which one will I choose? Okay, so me and my team talked about it, by which I mean I turned the camera off for a couple minutes and looked through my notes app by myself. That's the team. It takes a village to run this thing. I decided that what we're going to talk about today is no more friends. Wait. I don't think I've ever yelled like that in my life. I thought it would be like, oh, like this will be powerful if I yell it. That felt crazy. I'm gonna try it again. No more fronts and facades. Be yourself or else. Did that feel like it hit home? Did that feel inspiring? Did you feel moved? Did you feel scared maybe? You know, just let me know. I feel like for so long, I was scared to be myself, which is like, okay, duh, that's just being a person, like, shut up. I'm not gonna shut up, because I actually have more to say about it. But I feel like when I was in my junior year of high school, I was like 17, maybe a little bit when I was 16, I finally started to be myself. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna live the life that I want to have. And it actually started a little earlier than that. I really struggled with friendships at the beginning of high school. I got kind of iced out of one friend group. And I didn't really know why, and there's some mean girls in there who now I'm like cool with, allegedly, but I remember who was mean to me. And then when I got kind of popular in high school, and listen, my high school was a nerd high school. Like, the coolest thing you could do is like take all APs and be in the audition only choir and be on student council. So I was cool and popular for like the last part of it with a grain of salt. I didn't hang out with people outside of school. I spent all my time doing homework and studying and applying to like Ivy League colleges that I didn't get into. I was in choir, I was in theater, whatever. Anyway, so when I say I was popular, I'm not like, oh, everyone wanted to be me. I just mean I knew a lot of people because I was so involved in those activities and those span across grades that I just had, I had more friends, okay? I had a lot of friends. And then I noticed that people who used to be really mean to me when I was a freshman and sophomore, like girls who, oh my god, literally put me in one of the darkest places I've ever been in my life. And they don't know that. I'm like, do they think about that? Like, anyway, I want to make a whole other video about bullying and like relational aggression between women and girls. But anyway, so that hurt my feelings. I got my ass handed to me and iced out of a friend group because I wasn't cool enough. Anyway, but I finally decided, I was like, I'm done feeling like I don't belong anywhere and feeling like there's not a space for me, like in any friend group, and feeling like everyone's friend groups are already established. So like on the first day of my junior year, I forced myself to sit with these girls that I thought were so funny and so cool. And I was kind of starting to become friends with them. One of them was my friend Kendall. And guess what? Me and Kendall, how many years later? 7 years later, still like this, okay? Anyway, so I finally decided, fuck it, I'm sitting with them, and I was so nervous, and I like walked up to their table with my lunchbox, and I was like, can I share with you guys? And I remember I'd write Let's focus. I remember I would write in my notes app ideas for stuff to talk about at lunch. Like I would be thinking about it, you know, like when I got home from school, I'm like, oh my god, like what am I gonna talk to them about? Like what kind of jokes am I gonna make? Well, looking back on it, it's very pathetic but also kind of sweet and cute because I really wanted to belong. I wanted them to like me. I wanted to show them that I thought we had a lot in common, and we did, but oh my gosh. Basically, I reached a point where I was like, I'm done letting fear hold me back from being myself and pursuing the things that I want and putting myself out there and becoming friends with new people or asking, can I sit with you? And I kind of never looked back because here's the deal. For a long time, it felt like no one got me. Like I was always the weird friend. I was always the funny friend. I was always the friend where it was like, oh, like I had to be a wingman for my friends that people actually have crushes on because no one was having crushes on me. Like people would come out to me and be like, hey, I think your friend is really cute, and I'd be like, okay. But anyway, so I kind of grew up feeling like a loser, and I also felt, I mean, this is something that I've been thinking about with the, you know, the weird friend or the funny friend trope. A lot of the times when you're like the comedic relief or you're the weird one, people don't really see you as human. They see you as that caricature. I don't know if that's the right way to describe what I'm trying to say, but it's like they want you around when you make them laugh, when you say things that are a little out there. They want that kind of thing. And I remember someone coming up to me in middle school and being like, can we have a sleepover soon? I just really need to laugh. And like, I know you make me laugh. And I was like, yeah, but it's like, it felt almost like I was being used for that, but then as soon as I had like real emotions or was going through something, it was inconvenient and people were like, oh, can you go back to making jokes? Like, it made people uncomfortable that I was a human with like dementia, whatever. And I remember thinking in middle school like, oh, that's kind of weird, but whatever. And no, I wasn't whatever, it hurt my feelings. Anyway, but here is what I'll say. For a long time, I felt very uncool. I felt like a loser. I felt like a nerd. But guess what? The right people will get you, and you won't have to change who that is. And if you're around people where you have to dim parts of your personality, or you're in a relationship where you feel like you can't fully be yourself because you're being judged, or you feel for some reason there's something faulty about you that makes it so you don't belong. If you're in that spot, I want you to know that no matter how much of an outcast you feel like now, or how much you feel like you don't fit in, or like there's not a place for you, be patient, because I promise you the right people are out there. And there are people out there where you won't have to change who you are in order to be accepted. And sometimes it just takes time to find that, okay? And I'm tired of like fronts and facades and trying to seem like you're cool and you don't care about things. And I think about this with social media too, like having an online image. I mean, I guess I have an online image in the sense that I like have social media, but I do feel like I'm very much myself. And some people don't like that, okay? Someone from my high school, I found out like a few weeks ago, someone told me that they were talking about me, and I'm like, what? We haven't followed each other for years. And they said like, oh, she seems like a lot based on her Instagram. And it's like, maybe to you, but to the people who love me, I'm perfectly enough, okay? And the right people will see the things in yourself that you see as flaws, and they'll see those things as just charming parts of all the qualities that make you you. And I wish I could tell my I wish I could tell my past self that I was going to get to a point where I have beautiful friendships, where I have a relationship with my boyfriend who absolutely loves me and he doesn't care if I'm burping or if I say something that's not ladylike, or if I, you know, am anxious sometimes. The right people who are supposed to be in your life will accept those things about you and love you through them. And so that's my little pep talk to you, is you don't have to put on this front. Like sometimes I see someone's Instagram where they're trying to be all mysterious and ooh, I have mono, my throat got really dry. Or I see like someone on Instagram like trying to seem super cool and like a mysterious, and they're just not like that at all in person. And I get that, you know, social media can be fun because you can be playing a character, but for me, like, my Instagram is exactly how, like, I remember someone telling me, like, that I knew in person, and then we started texting, and they were like, oh my god, you type exactly the same way as you talk. And I do think that's true. I think who I am on social media, like, I probably look a bit prettier on social media than in real life, but, you know, that's just because I'm choosing the good pictures. But I also try to keep my posts realistic. You know, I'm not gonna, like, not post a picture because I'm not wearing makeup, or, you know, I feel like I struggle a little more with, like, my body image. Like, I'm not face tuning anything, but if I see a photo and I think I look like there's something about me that I think looks wrong, I might not post that. But personality wise and generally physically wise, I'm very true to myself on social media, and some people don't like it. And I'm very true to myself in my day-to-day life. I say things that might be a little out of pocket, but at the end of the day, I know I'm a kind person, and I treat people with respect, and I'm not a gossip, and I really feel like I put out love into the world, and I want to make people feel like they can be themselves, because this is something I've talked about before, but it's like the domino effect of self-acceptance is when you show up as yourself and you're not afraid to be who you are, and you're not afraid to, you know, speak up for the things you care about, and you're not afraid to just show up as you naturally are, you are teaching the people around you that they can do the same. And yes, some people might not like it, and that's okay, because not everyone's gonna like you. I mean, think about something I think about is, like, celebrities, okay? Like, everyone loves Taylor Swift. She's probably one of the most, she probably has, like, the biggest fan base of any, like, female musician right now, of, like, a pop star. And some people hate her. Does that mean there's something wrong with her? Does that mean she doesn't deserve love? No. It just means some people don't connect with her. Some people don't like her music. They think it all sounds the same. Not me. But that's okay, because people are allowed to have their opinions, and just because someone doesn't fit with you, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with you, and it doesn't mean there's something inherently wrong with them either, okay? We all gravitate towards different personalities. Am I sweating? I don't know. We all gravitate towards different personalities, and we all have things that bug us, and you probably do things that bug people. Yeah, I'm sure I do. Like, my biggest red flag is sometimes I get really anxious and feel like I need a lot of reassurance, and I hate that. I hate when people see that side of me. I hate when people know that I'm worried, but the right people will love you in spite of those things, and in spite of whatever you think about yourself as unlovable. Because they love you, and part of loving someone is knowing that they're imperfect and being okay with that. And so sometimes I feel like I want to seem perfect emotionally. Like, I don't struggle, I don't, you know, and you're probably thinking, you're probably watching this, and if you've seen my other videos, you're like, okay, that's not true. But, because I talk about, like, serious stuff, or, like, insecurities, or, oh my god. My thigh just started cramping. That was horrible. Because now I'm very open about a lot of stuff, but for a long time I wanted to be perfect, because I thought being as perfect as I could be to other people, that if I was perfect it would make up for how bad I felt on the inside, because I was struggling with so much. And so I don't like people to see the things about myself that, my camera's dying, that I see as weaknesses, but you know what, the right people will love you regardless. Okay, love you, bye. My camera's gonna die.